Vampires used to roam the earth, and you can't convince me otherwise. These are burial cages from the medieval times, and they were to prevent the undead from escaping from their graves.
Actually, that's not even remotely correct. I'm Mordecai Lacrosse, and this is Paranormal Plus. Hello everyone, I'm Mordecai Lacrosse, and this is Paranormal Plus, and I haven't done a Paranormal Plus debunked for a while now, but that's what I'm doing now. I've done a previously one, and if you're watching this from YouTube, I'll put that link in the description bar down below. And if you're watching the TikTok version, well, I guess you can go to my YouTube video that this is of, and just check the link there. But anyways, no, that's actually not what the burial cages are for. You have it correct to say they're burial cages, but actually the burial cages were for something else entirely. As you can see in the picture behind me, the burial cages, those burial cages were actually to keep people from digging up the corpses. So it wasn't necessarily to keep something from rising, as you said in your TikTok video. It actually was to keep people from digging up corpses. See, in order to be a doctor, people had to practice back in the day on an actual body in order to know what they were doing, I guess, is how they figured. And so what they would do is people would dig up cadavers and bring them back to where the medical school, and then would perform such surgeries and whatnot as practice on these corpses. Well, a lot of rich people, they didn't like that. They did not appreciate it. So what they did is they did burial cages. That's right. They put these metal cages over the grave to prevent people from digging up their loved ones. Of course, the poor couldn't afford that, so the poor stuck big, huge, giant rocks on top of the graves and whatnot in order to keep them from doing such things and digging up their loved ones. So, sorry, I hate to break it to you, but I just debunked that part of your TikTok video.
People used to be so afraid of vampires that they would drive stakes through the mouths, hearts, hands, feet of the deceased in order to pin them down to the ground. Archaeologists would even find boulders on top of excavated skeletons.
Okay, yes, they did used to do that, but people used to do a lot of stupid stuff. People used to think that spitting on their wounds would magically heal them. People also used to believe in supernatural witches to the point where they burned witches, so-called witches, at the stakes. Of course, there is no such thing as a supernatural witch, but they burned hundreds and hundreds and thousands of women because they believed in witches. So just because an ancient group of people believed in vampires and did certain things that they thought would rid themselves of vampires does not make something an actual fact of, oh, people used to do this in order to get rid of vampires, so vampires are actually supposedly a thing. Well, yeah, sure, whatever. That doesn't mean anything because people used to do a lot of things. I mean, the Catholic Church actually has a whole vampire hunting kit that you can find on eBay or Amazon and other sites. But that doesn't confirm the existence of the immortal vampire. That just like because the Malleus Maleficarium, the most horrific book ever written in the history of mankind, isn't evidence that actual supernatural witches existed. Okay, so the next thing, since that I completed that one, we're going to do another Paranormal Plus debunked, and you all might have heard of the so-called alien autopsy, if you will. In 1995, this grainy black and white film surfaced, and somebody's like, oh yeah, this was shot by the military shortly after the Roswell incident in 1947, and this is a post-mortem dissection of an alien body. And a lot of conventions, a lot of alien places said, oh, this is the real deal, this is actually alien footage. But soon after it was broadcast on Fox television, a lot of doubts were raised about its authenticity. And many skeptics and many UFO researchers branded it as a hoax, but a lot of people were still like, oh, yeah, it's not fake. That's what they want you to believe. But actually, in 2006, the special effects artist who created the alien body, shown in the video, confessed that it was an elaborate hoax. Of course, I'm pretty sure they'll somehow say, oh, yeah, he's just lying still. But yeah, it was not real. Okay, so the next one part of this Paranormal Plus debunked is, of course, the Enfield Poltergeist. And you're like, oh, come on, Mordecai, that one's actually true. Well, the photo, for instance, which right there it is behind me, that photo is very easy. That photo right there is very easy to fake, if you will. Like, I don't get how you think that that could not be fake. Because a lot of people are like, oh, that photo couldn't be fake. Yeah, you can. You just jump off your bed and then have somebody take a picture right at the moment when you're still in midair, and boom, faked. And that's like that picture right there is the so-called supposed evidence to end all, if you will, of how the Enfield Poltergeist incident was real. But as you can see from the photo, like seriously, that's very easy to fake. Like anybody could fake that, and trust me, I've done some fake photos when I was younger, just fucking around. And one of the photos I took was I took my camera in the bathroom, and the light reflected off the camera a certain way where it looked like the camera was floating because I was holding it the particular right way. So it's very easy to fake that particular photo. But that's not the only thing. Because, yeah, I guess that could also be real. But, see, the two sisters at the center of the case admitted to some of the hoaxing some of the poltergeist activities. Chris French says the girls admitted they faked stuff. Of course, people believe them say, well, they might have faked some of it must be. But the thing is yeah. And like I said, the classic photo is, that could have just been boom, somebody jumping out of the bed. And then the spirit of the old man who was possessing Janet was obsessed with periods, like big time, supposedly obsessed with periods. When Janet was like possessed by the spirit of the old man, he's like, oh yeah, I like periods. That's not something you'd expect an old man to be interested in, but a young girl, yeah, well, yes. So, right there, the eyewitnesses, the so-called eyewitness is notoriously unreliable. I mean, one of the so-called witnesses is the Warrens, and I did a video before in the Paranormal Plus series debunking their stuff. I did 2 videos, in fact, on my YouTube page of debunking this. If you're watching this from YouTube, check the description bar down below and you can check out those videos. But I've debunked a lot of their stuff. The historical supposed part of their stories has been completely debunked time and time again. But, for instance, if, let's see. I mean, if you're like, there's no way they could fake it. Like the 2 girls could fake that photo, or like you're like, okay, that photo's obviously real, man. There's no way they could fake it. Like 2 young girls aren't gonna claim something that's not true. That's actually how the Salem witch trial started. Just saying. So basically, that's all I have time for today. I guess I could have more time. I have plenty of time when I do these videos, but I don't want the videos to keep on rambling on and on and on, and there's other videos that I have planned. But comment down below if you're watching this from YouTube of what you thought of any of these stories, on whether or not you thought they were actually debunked or not. I think the evidence shows that they were completely debunked, 100% without a doubt. But I'd still like to hear your feedback. And of course, if you're commenting from TikTok, hit that comment card and comment on whether or not you think these were thoroughly debunked, or if you think that there was not enough evidence to be presented in this video to debunk it, even though I think there was. Anyways, if you're on YouTube and you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment down below, all that jazz. And if you're watching me from YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future Paranormal Plus videos, and perhaps future Paranormal Plus debunked videos, because I hope at one point to do more of them. And the reason I do these Paranormal Plus debunked videos is because the fake stuff has to be debunked in order for the real stuff to be shown to the audience, to be shown to the people of, and that way the frauds and charlatans don't get away with their stuff. Because if we just let the frauds and charlatans, use their fake paranormal stuff, then people aren't going to believe the real people that are actually presenting actual paranormal experiences and occurrences. And that's why I do the debunked part of Paranormal Plus. And if you're watching me from TikTok this video, make sure you give this video a heart and actually follow me on TikTok. I'd really appreciate the follow. And as always, Anyways, thank you for watching, and like I said, just comment what you thought of this video. Thank you for watching. I'm Mordecai Lacrosse, and now it's time for the outro.
As always, remember, when conventional science and conventional wisdom hold no answers, might we finally turn to the unconventional, improbable as the answers. Until next time, I've been your host for Paranormal Plus. I'm Mordecai Lacrosse. I'll see you on the other side.